So welcome to tonight's neighborhood meeting, everybody. My name's Tyler Butler, and I'm a planner with the City of Barrie's Development Services Department. The purpose of tonight's meeting is to present to you the neighborhood development concept being considered by the owner of the development team at 623 Yonge prior to a formal development application being submitted to the city. So this forum is going to provide you guys an opportunity and for us, the development team, to hear the initial community feedback and incorporate it into the plans prior to making that full and formal development application to the city. Just please be aware that we are recording this meeting tonight for the public record, and the recording will be used for the purposes of garnering your input and to respond to inquiries, and it's going to be considered public information. So please also be aware that as a registered attendee tonight, your mailing and or email address will be added to the mailing list so that you can receive further information about this application as it progresses. Should you have any questions about this collection, please just let us know in the Development Services Department. We'd be happy to provide you all of that information. So I'd also like to let everyone know that there are some staff behind the scenes tonight managing our technology, and they're here to make sure that this meeting runs as smoothly as possible, and to grant you guys, the audience, the opportunity to speak and ask questions of both staff and the applicant. Please bear with us if we do have any technical issues, and if for some reason you do get disconnected, just log back in. We'll still be here. We'll wait for you, and if you have something to say, we'll definitely make sure that you have that opportunity to speak. So a little bit of the overview and expectations for tonight. So tonight's meeting is, again, just to provide the public with an opportunity to start becoming familiar with a project that's going to be proposed by the applicant, and also to ask the applicant and the city questions. So what can you expect? Well, you're going to get the brief overview of the city's kind of process and timing, which we're doing right now. You're going to have a presentation from the applicant, which is going to describe the proposal and show you a couple site images, some mapping, and just kind of talk about what's being proposed. What not to expect tonight. So thankfully, we don't think that this is too much of a contentious file, but again, there's not going to be a detailed analysis given by planning staff on this proposal, and there will not be a debate about the merits of this proposal between staff and the applicant. So once we get through all of that, what are the next steps after tonight's meeting? So before we get into that presentation, the next steps is, again, this neighborhood meeting is established early in the planning process and is applicable to all of our planning applications that are going to be going through a rezoning or an official plan amendment. And it's tonight the city's technical departments and agencies and the public more broadly have that opportunity to kind of see what's going on. So in conjunction with this, in the future, once a formal application is made, there will be a statutory public meeting held on the application, and that's going to occur at Affordability Committee. So at a public meeting, applicants can then again present their application to council, answer any questions, and provide an additional overview on how they've responded to any comments that they've heard through this process. So following that public meeting, staff will continue the technical review, and the applicant will again make any necessary revisions that we require. And once that process is over, staff will bring forward a recommendation report to council for their consideration. Just as a reminder, all comments received throughout this review process, including those received at the future public meeting, will form a section in that staff report, which is likely to be brought forward to council sometime in the middle or early here in 2024. So I guess now we're going to move to the applicant's presentation. As I mentioned, the project and the application will be presented first, and then we're going to have our question and comments period. So tonight we're focusing on the zoning bylaw amendment proposed at 515 Big Bay Point Road and 623 Yonge, and the proposal is to take a portion of a property that's going to be added to these lands that's currently zoned single detached residential first density, or R1, and the proposal is to take it to general commercial to C4 to facilitate the expansion of the gas station, including a drive-through restaurant. So with all that being said, I'm going to turn it now over to Mr. Ray Duhamel here, and he is going to present to you guys the concept.
Thank you so much, Tyler, and good to present to everyone this evening. I'm going to share my screen. As Tyler noted, this is a property at 515 Big Bay Point Road. It's adjacent to 623 Yonge Street, which is the Petro-Canada gas station. 515 is owned by Petro-Canada, and 623, I'm sorry, is owned by Suncor Energy. Same company, just different parents. The Suncor is the parent company of Petro-Canada. So this next slide just shows you the site. Again, a little bit more detail. It's about 0.1 of a hectare in size and about 21 meters of frontage on Big Bay Point Road. That's 515. That's the property that's subject to the zoning bylaw amendment, or what we call a rezoning application. And then that blue site and the balance of the red will also be subject to a site plan amendment application to revise the current site plan to reflect the redevelopment of the site. And the 623 Yonge Street site is about half a hectare in size, and it's got 64 meters of frontage on Big Bay Point and about 100 meters of frontage on Yonge Street. This is a neighborhood meeting, so I'm sure everybody's familiar with this area. The site is commercially used for the gas station and the convenience store and the car wash. And then everything around it is commercial, except for the property immediately to the east of 515 Big Bay Point Road, which is 517 Big Bay Point Road. That is a residential house on the site. And then, as you can see in the background, there's the redevelopment of the site adjacent to that property for the townhouse project that was approved in the last couple of years. And so this is the aerial photograph of the site itself. If everybody's probably got gas here over the years, this is the gas pumps are located right in this vicinity. This is the covered area to go into the convenience store. And this is the existing car wash. And that won't change as part of the redevelopment, but the balance of the site is proposed to be redeveloped. And that redevelopment will look like this. This is what's proposed and is subject to a detailed technical review. We're at the front end of the process, undertaking the technical work and presenting to you the ideas for the site based on the feedback you give us, and then as well as the comments and the context that staff are going to provide us during the technical review. That will inform the ultimate redevelopment plans. But as you can see from this site, the intention is to maintain the access points that are here, and then this access will be closed and a new access will be opened along the 515-623 joint property line. And so that's basically the two main entrance points. The building itself, the restaurant and convenience aspect, will be brought closer to the intersection of Big Bay and Yonge to provide a better streetscape. And then there's a potential patio that would be out front for people to eat at for the restaurant. And here's the drive-through that would come through and out, if you can follow my cursor. And as noted, the car wash would remain the same. The location of the pumps would change to this vicinity a little bit over. And then this area of 515 Big Bay Point Road is effectively would be used for 9 parking stalls, and then the 4 EV charging stations, as well as the relocation of the underground tanks for filling up for the pumps. And happy to discuss any questions that anybody has on the actual site plan redevelopment. There's a lot of technical work that will be that is underway right now, and that will be submitted to the city for review, and the technical reports will all be reviewed by different technical departments to confirm that the city's requirements and standards have been met. And then when this does happen, those materials will be available for review on the city's website. And so that's available not just to city staff, but also to anybody that has an interest in the site plan or the redevelopment of the site. This is the official plan for Barrie. And what an official plan is it's a land use document that guides the direction of the redevelopment of sites over the next 20 to 30 years. It's actually to 2051 is the date. And so this site has been designated in this orange color. As you can see, everything in this vicinity is orange except across the street. And orange is medium density. And that allows for commercial development. And it also allows for mixed use, and it allows for residential, standalone residential in the up to a maximum of 12 stories. So it's a wide ranging designation, and the red across the street reflects the commercial district designation that it affects the Zares Plaza. And then, as Tyler mentioned earlier, as you can see in this yellow color, the lot is 515 Big Bay Point Road, which is why we're here tonight specifically. It's zoned R1. And so the intent is to rezone the lands to general commercial, which is what the rest of the Suncor site is zoned, as well as the Shoppers Plaza site and the sites around across the street and Kitty Corner as well. And that concludes my presentation, Tyler, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that anybody has about this site.